Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. I'm so happy to be here today. It's a very good Friday. Me and my sisters. My name is Anisha. I'm here with my sister Sumaya and my other sister on the other end, Karima. We are so glad to be here. I wish everyone a very good Friday. For those of our friends who haven't started their day or who are in the middle of the day, I wish you a very good Juma because we've already prayed our Juma prayer today. For the rest of our friends who are in the different time zones. Uh, Today, being the Friday Darasa, we will talk about the 14, the first, second 10 days of Ramadan, and then we'll definitely have to talk about the other 10, the third 10 days or the last 10 days of Ramadan. As you very well know that the second 10 days of Ramadan, they're all about forgiveness, seeking Allah's forgiveness. And then the last 10 days, they're about get freedom from hellfire, where in the last 10 days, we'll have the night of power, which is the Laylatul Qadr. Um, my sisters, they all know that Laylatul Qadr is the night when the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Um, I would like to take this opportunity to give the mic to my sister who will tell us something about Laylatul Qadr, how the Quran was revealed, and we'll do this in a very pleasant way. My sister, please go and tell them how the Prophet was, how this happened. Usually, Laylatul Qadr always happens within the last 10 days of Ramadan, and this is between, we don't know the exact date, but we always, it's said that Laylatul Qadr always happens on the 27th day of Ramadan, and some of the signs of Laylatul Qadr, maybe rain will appear, the angels and all that. The sky is always bright, however much. So today we'll be talking about Laylatul Qadr. The Today is the 19th day of Ramadan, so we are left with only we're left with 11 days until the end of Ramadan. And so I want to urge all my friends who haven't fasted, my Muslim brothers and sisters who haven't fasted, or didn't have the nia to fast. I would just want to urge you to Ramadan. Then we still have room because, as you all know, that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is very forgiving. It's never too late to start the month of Ramadan. Isn't that right, Sister Karima?
Yes, that is so true. That is so true.
Allah will accept whatsoever reason that you have for not have started Ramadan in the first place. But for as long as you get to know that it's your obligation um, to fast the month of Ramadan. Oh my goodness.
So now,
As you forgive me for that, my camera has had a problem. So, as I was saying, it's our obligation for us to fast as Muslims the month of Ramadan. And I want to encourage each and everyone out there to fast in New Year and just continue fasting the month of Ramadan. You know, a lot always happens in the month of Ramadan whereby I've had this question drizzling in my mind. Why didn't how did I get here? How did my sister get here? How did you get here? Um, in most cases, we always don't know how we got here, but it seems it's always in Allah's planning. It's always Allah's setting of blessings, whereby blessings are forgiven in, and Allah gives out blessings in different ways. So my sister might get something and I might not get that thing. So I should not feel bad for my sister for not have gotten something, because Allah gives out. He's the giver and he's
Yes.
always the taker. At the end of the day, he might be forbidding me from getting something which would have led me go to hellfire or anything. So I just want to encourage my Muslim brothers and sisters out there to be very contented with what they have, to be giving, to be grateful to Allah and very thankful to Allah. But then the other thing I want to encourage my Muslim brothers and sisters out there to pray to Allah, because Allah mentioned it in the Quran that dua and prayer, they always change everything. However much you might be in a bit of dilemma, or facing whatsoever challenges that you are, or suffering in whatsoever way, just get to know that if you pray to Allah, if you um give du'as to Allah, if you send your prayers to Allah, if you send whatsoever problems you present them to Allah, He will change everything. However much there is destiny, there is, because they always tell us that before we were born or before we even existed, before even our existence, um, everything that was to happen was written down, good and bad. But dua and prayer, they always change all this, whereby you constantly pray to Allah. He will change each and everything that might be happening in your life. But before we go to that, you're supposed to first be grateful and thankful to Allah, because you need to show appreciation to Allah, that you really appreciate whatsoever much, whatsoever little He is providing to you. You very much appreciate it, my sister. Isn't that right?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are so glad that we are here, and we are so glad that this show has been put in this month of Ramadan, whereby we expect and Allah expects us to be so holy, and we should not let Him down, because we all know that we are working for our reward. And as my sister said, that in this month we have to learn how to be grateful. We all know that our fingers are not equal. So even though you've prayed and you've not got some things, you don't have to lose hope. You don't have to give up. So as we continue in this month of Ramadan, we know now we are today we had the Juma Karim. Hope you all went for prayers, and those ones who are not able to attend, hope you did it from home. Yeah.
So there is this question that I wanted to pass on. How did we get here? How did you get here, Karima? Sumaya, how did you get here? This is the question we always ask ourselves. How did I get here? How did they get here? How is that others seem to have blessings that they pursued in different ways, whereas you have only problems, as if Allah promised to you only problems. As I've said, prayer takes everything away. Constantly keep praying to Allah. Constantly present your problems to Allah, your sufferings, your challenges to Allah. Allah will definitely take away all those challenges. And then you always ask yourself, why does someone else get what I'm supposed to have? But it's is that true?
Okay. Sorry for cutting you short. I want us to push that in this queer life which we are living in. Eh?
Yeah.
You know, most of the times, and I'm going to talk most on transgenders,
Okay.
because me, I'm a transgender. So
Yeah.
what I want to talk more is that most of us, first of all, we don't want to work. Hmm?
Yeah.
Some don't want to work. I'm not going to say all, but some don't want to work. And you don't expect Allah to bless you with an empty hand.
True.
Hmm?
That's true.
It says that He will bless us when we work, no, so.
Yeah.
But then you don't expect to get blessings when you don't have anything to show.
That is true.
Like you don't expect to get money when you're not doing any work.
That is so
Though
true.
some of us are doing sex work, but there is other work like working in a salon,
Yeah.
working in a hotel. So if you're not doing any of that, you don't expect you don't expect a bag to fall from up to go down to
Yeah, you
you.
have to wake up in the morning and you set for your life as a
Yeah.
woman, and you have to be a woman who can struggle for everything you really admire outside there. No one is going to give you something for free without struggling for it. Sometimes for us trans women, we take ourselves like slave queens, like what? But by that time or by the end of the year, we have to work for our life because we have our own needs, the needs that we need for our lives as a woman. So the only thing I can encourage trans women outside there, please don't judge yourself because you are a trans woman and you think that you can't go to the public to struggle for your life. No, don't allow the public to judge you. You are also a human being like other people. Wake up and you stand on your feet and you say that I'm the only person and I have to struggle for my life.
So what I want to talk more about that is that question, that how did I reach here? Like, how did I reach here? Like, some people are having more blessings maybe than me.
Yeah.
Someone prays for something and he gets it.
Yeah.
This one, even though he has not prayed, you see him getting things.
Yeah.
Or her.
Yeah.
Okay, it as I've said, also these fingers, they are not equal.
True.
Like, as we are born from different families,
Yeah.
though we are united by Allah, we are one person.
Yeah.
But still, everyone has their breakthrough. Everyone has the his or her luck. So you don't have to just lose hope, as you said. You don't have to lose hope. Keep on continuing. Remind him. Pray. Pray.
Yeah. As my sister they've said, they've well answered the question that why does someone have to get the life that I want? The life you might want, it may not be to you for your sake. I can say that maybe we are short-sighted. But Allah is the overseer of everything.
Yeah.
You might think that you want the best for yourself, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the best for you. So according to some,
You see that message is saying what?
Why do we get blessings differently? Okay. Also,
Yeah, the reason why we are getting blessing differently, it depends. We are not, or as my sister said, that first see your fingers and you will have the answer for yourself, darling.
yeah. So, because according to some of the narrations from Habib Layla anhu qala, he mentioned that a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will want something of this world of wealth and status until it has been facilitated to them, and then it will and on its way to them. They want this thing to come to them, get to them, but then in the end it looks like Allah does not want them to get that thing, because it might not be the rightful thing for them to have at that either the particular time, or Allah always has the reason as to why they may not get it. It's not that Allah has forgotten about you. It's not that Allah does not like you, or is Allah is favoring someone. But there is always this as I've said, Allah, He's the overseer of everything,
yeah. And also one thing
and
is I
He's
want.
the giver of blessing.
Yeah. And also one thing which I want to talk about is that I'm not going to sugarcoat some Muslims. Some
Yeah.
behaviors we are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to tell the reality. Um, you might want a car. Let's say.
True.
I'm like, in this Ramadan, really, I'm working for a car.
Yeah.
I want my reward to be a car. But deep down in your heart, when you get a car, you will bypass someone who's old, who's crawling on the road.
Okay.
So you don't expect Allah is the one who sees our hearts. He knows everything.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You are yearning, you are working hard to get a car, but remember what is in your heart.
Yeah.
What is in your heart? That has also hindered our blessings. Hmm? Like you're like, no, I want money. But Allah is saying when you get that money, you're going to treat other people very badly.
Exactly. Exactly.
So as my sister here said, Allah is the overseer.
So what happens? Allah might give you something, and then in the end, or before this thing, maybe the blessing, because we're talking about blessing. Before the blessing actually comes upon you, He will send the angels to take it away from you, because if He gives you this blessing, it might lead you to go to hellfire. Maybe He might give you money, and then you go to a club and start drinking.
Not even that, you end up hurting others
You
with the
might,
money which you've got.
yeah, you might buy a car and then start knocking people down.
Yeah.
You might go and buy a gun and
So
then
we have also to
start
reflect
killing
on
people.
ourselves.
And by
So,
the way, let me say this: people stop judging because of that. I don't have this one, that. My sister has a car, I don't have a car. God has a reason why He has made that to you. And the only thing you have to thank Allah is that you have the gift of life. As long as you have the gift of life, everything will be easier, my sister girl.
And-
So stop to put yourself on pressure that my sister has this and this, why me not have? No, please don't have that panic on you.
Okay, now me, I would like to add on something, sisters. Like, in my family, which I grew up from, when we are still young, you are like telling your mom, I want this, and my mom will tell you, I want will not take you anywhere.
that's true.
I want will not give you anything.
That's true.
And my mom told me, not everything that we pray for, we are supposed to get.
True. And of course, even Allah, not everything that you pray for is going to give it to you immediately.
Yeah.
There are things that you will pray for the rest of your life, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never give them to you because of different reasons as to why. And of course, he may not tell you that this is the reason as to why I won't give you this, but then you, however much you will pray for it, you might end up not getting it.
I might be wanting a car very badly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Allah has refused to give me a car. I'm praying, I'm fasting. But yet Allah is saying, immediately when I get that car, I'm going to get in an accident.
That's true.
So we have to learn how to value what we've got
True.
and what we have in life before
Yeah.
we start judging.
So that means that this blessing is going to cause this person to end up going to hell.
Yeah, even harming other people.
Even harming other people. But the goal of all this is you either end up in Jannah or you end up in hell. So but the only way you end up in Jannah is by your good deeds. When Allah blesses you with something, please use it rightfully. Please share it. Please give it out to the rightful people. This will go to the leaders and maybe politicians who always come through when they want votes, and then after with their promises that once I'm put into power, I will do this and that and that.
Yeah.
But in the end, they seem to be empty promises. So Allah will take away the blessing of leadership, the blessing of power, the blessing of status. So this person will end up not being a leader or not being a politician for a reason or two, but there is always a reason behind as to why this blessing has been taken away from this person. Now, what happens to this person? The person who got the position or the possession that they actually thought that there was theirs, Allah seems to take it away. And so, Allah doesn't give it to them. So they might think all along I was praying for nothing. All along I was giving out sadaq for nothing. I was giving out zakat for nothing. I was fasting for nothing. I went to Mecca for nothing. I'm fulfilling all the pillars of Islam and doing the rightful deeds or the righteous deeds. But then I want to remind you, my sisters and brothers, Allah works at a different time. He's never too late and he's never early.
Yeah. And also one thing I would like to add on is that sometimes let me say I've prayed to get maybe a house, but at the moment when Allah is about to send the angels to bring it for me,
Yeah.
I lose hope. And then I said to give up.
Yeah, actually, there is also that because maybe you were praying to get maybe a house, you didn't have anywhere to sleep, and then you've been praying for quite some time, and then towards that time when
When you're about to reach your goal,
yeah, when you're about to get the house you've been yearning for, then
the marriage, everything.
maybe you go and do shirk. Allah will not give you whatever that you may be wanting or something that you've been praying for. So whatsoever that you're doing, please keep doing it righteously. Because even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that every time you do a wrong deed, your heart darkens. There is a dark spot that comes on your heart. There is a dark spot that comes on your heart every time you do a bad deed. But every time you do a good deed, Maybe you go help the elderly, go and give zakat, sadaq, pray your five daily prayers, plus the month of Ramadan, um, um, continue with the sunnahs of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you see that every time you continue doing righteous deeds, your heart will get clean and clean and clean and clean. As we've all as I'll always say it, and I've said it before, my sisters, Allah is never late. He's
Yeah.
never late. However much you might be for instance, you're meant to die at 40 years, and then on your 39th, or when you're 39, and maybe when you're maybe left with one day to die, and all along you've been doing bad things, you've been doing bad deeds, but that one deed that you make during your last time, your last time on earth, they really count. However much this is actually vice versa. However righteous you've been on earth, but then before the angel of death, Malaikatul Maut comes upon you or calls for you, when Allah calls for your soul, please make sure that you are doing the right deed. Because if your soul is called upon when you're doing the wrong deed, that means you are most likely to end up in Jahannam.
And sister, when we are still on this issue of blessings and giving during Ramadan,
Yeah.
what can you really tell these people? Sometimes we're on televisions, we are seeing, but then there is this issue of Muslims,
Yeah.
our fellow brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
who give things publicly. Like they want to show everyone that. Now let me give an example of me, Karima,
Yeah.
and I want to show that maybe I've given you something. I call people, then I decide to give you in public. Does really Allah want that? Or even we talk about let's discuss about these people like who maybe have given money to buy Futali or
Yeah.
Daku
Yeah.
for different kind of people
Yeah.
or persons, and then I end up eating their money, and yet even still I'm fasting. I'm in Ramadan.
In a layman's language, I'll call that showing off or showbiz.
Yes.
It's more of showbiz.
Does
So
really Allah like that?
Allah condemns that. That is not allowed because you know, Allah even said it in the Holy Quran that when the right hand gives out, the left hand should not know.
Yes.
So when you have a giving heart, you're supposed to give out without letting everybody know that you've given Anisha something, or you've given Karima something,
Yes.
or you've given Sumaya something. It has to be it should not be necessarily a secret, but it should
No, giving it is like it has to be from your heart.
yeah,
When you
from
have
your heart
decided
into
that let me help Smile,
Yes.
but we have a problem of social media these days. I don't know what
I give
I
and I
don't know
want
what is
everyone to
happening
know, and
to.
I'm in Ramadan, and I think there is a reward for me. What do you advise such people?
all I can say is all I can tell to these people that it's not too late. If you've done this, if you've been doing it, please do not give for the sake of
Popularity. I don't know. Is it called
popularity or being
popularity?
seen that you've given, because it's Allah will see that you've given even if you don't bring a camera.
Yes.
Allah will get to know that you've given something. And giving should not end in the month of Ramadan. But though Allah just encourages us to continuously give, or give a lot, or give much more during the month of Ramadan. But then giving should not end in the month of Ramadan. So I want to urge my brothers and sisters out there, please continue giving. But if you've been giving out in front of cameras, in front of people, bragging, or showing off that you're giving off, or you're giving out stuff, please stop. But it's not too late. Please, you can just continue giving, but then with behind the scenes or behind the curtains, because Allah always say that a giving heart is always a caring heart, and what you give is always what you get. When you give nothing, you definitely get nothing
That
back.
is true. That is true.
You will definitely get nothing back. It's like
Yeah,
going to a
yeah,
garden
you are right.
and you just sit in the garden. you definitely at the end of the harvesting season, you have nothing to pick from the garden. But then if you continuously go to the garden, plant your seeds or plant your maize, you definitely get maize. So all I can say is what you give is what you get. You give nothing, you get nothing back in return. So my Muslim brothers and sisters out there, I want to encourage you to continue giving out to those in need, all those who really need your help and all your assistance, and Allah will reward you. Allah will reward you because we all need those blessings of Allah at the end of the day,
Yeah,
and
we
maybe
need
not
them.
not on earth, because most of us always think that blessings are only going to help us here on earth, but the only reason as to why Allah blessed us here on earth is to praise Him, pray to Him, um, glorify Him, worship Him, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So whatsoever that you're doing, please make sure that you help your queer Muslims brothers and sisters out there. Check on them. That helps.
That
You sh-
helps a lot, yes.
it helps a lot because you might not know what the person is going through. Even a mere giving a phone call to someone, it might help because you don't know what situation they might be. They might not need materialistic stuff, um, maybe materialistic help or humanitarian help from you, but then they may need a phone call from you, maybe someone to talk to.
Sometimes we just need someone to talk to.
That kind
Yes.
of hope, that kind of brotherhood. Because at the end of the day, it's us who are supposed to help us. So all I can say is please encourage giving out to Muslim brothers and sisters. And then the other thing will be please continue giving out to your Muslim brothers and sisters. So on the part of blessings, as I was saying, so blessings are not only going to help us here on Akhira, on on this earthly life. Blessings are going to help us even in the hereafter, because we have the day of judgment, Yawm
Yes.
al Qiyamah, whereby your blessings are going to be weighed, your good deeds and bad deeds, they will be weighed. So even the smallest thing that might seem so small. Last time I want to give an example. My sister here, we were walking on the road, and then she saw a very big thorny tree. She had to carry it away. That was a blessing because anybody could come and get hit or get hurt by that obstacle, but she had the audacity to carry it away. So she got her blessing from Allah. So all I can say is there is never small or big blessings. They are all blessings. They are all blessings.
Also, I would like us to discuss something very short and little because time is almost up. We have to go for prayer. Then, I would like to ask the two of you, like, we have our fellow sisters.
Okay.
Let me not talk about the whole umbrella, but I want to talk about our fellow sisters, the trans women. When you are there, you're still at home and you're Muslim, you're confused, you know if Allah wants you, you're in this community under the umbrella, and then we Muslim families, we are so strict. What advice can you really give that person? Is she or he is still at home
Mm,
with parents,
mm.
but that person is confused? What can you really advise that fellow trans women in this Ramadan?
Okay, for me, what I can say, because me, I'm a mature woman, and I have seen a lot in this community. But what I can advise the younger generation or the younger queers outside there, if you know that you are still with your parents, please, it is better to give yourself time. First, concentrate on your books. First, concentrate on your future. Everything, whatever you dream of, you will get those achievements after when you have done with this side with your parents. So don't be there and start to judge yourself that, oh, I'm a queer, that I'm still staying with my parents, but I want to do this and this and this and this. My dear, no, don't force things on your side. Just concentrate on your book. First, concentrate on what you are doing with your parents. After all, you will get your own apartment or a smaller room for you where you can be like you are free to do whatever you feel like.
So all I can say to my Muslim brother or my Muslim sister out there, all you have to do is to pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourself, and then, as we said earlier on, present all your problems to Allah. Present all your, because it's Allah who chose you to be the way you are. It's Allah who chose you to be queer. It's Allah who chose you to be a trans woman. So just pay attention to yourself and present all your problems to Allah. Tell him, Allah, these are some of the problems that I have. Um, he will solve them.
Yeah.
He will solve all your problems that you will be having at that particular time. Don't think that maybe Allah is withholding some of your possessions or some of your belongings or some of your blessings and all that. Allah does not withhold anything. He's just, at times he's actually testing us. If you come to
Yes.
realize that
Yeah.
he tests us, he always tests us in different ways and in different, because he always needs to he might actually be testing you to see how patient are you to get to know, he you might think that Allah has forgotten you, but Allah does not forget.
Okay.
He's the all-knowing. He knows everything that will happen and that has happened before. So all I can say, just keep presenting all your problems to Allah. He will give you whatever that you are looking for, or all that you are longing for. Because we all grow up wanting to belong. You want to belong to a certain group of people. So when you find, just keep praying to Allah. He will give you the right people to who will make you belong at
Yeah.
the end of it all. Yeah.
Okay. So now, as we are concluding, what can you leave for our fellow queer community members who are Muslim?
All I can say is whatsoever problems that you have, whatsoever challenges that you're going through, sufferings that you have, people always backbite others, people always speak bad words about other people. The wars that are happening around the world, the diseases that are going on, people are sleeping hungry, people are homeless, people are going through a lot. Their mental health is not good. All this goes back to presenting all our problems to Allah. Because what I can say is, when we are praying, you should not only pray for yourself, but you should pray for everyone. You should pray for your family. You should pray for your queer Muslim brothers and sisters. You should pray for the whole world. People who are going through challenges, whether you know them or you do not know them, you should pray for them so that maybe Allah could improve the way they are living. And then the other thing is, please tell your sisters and brothers to pray for you, because Allah always receives a constructive or a collective prayer. So when someone prays for you, Allah takes that prayer from that person who has prayed for you very, very, very. He answers it very, very urgently. So if you have friends, if you have sisters, if you have brothers out there, please encourage them to keep praying for you so that Allah could easen up your life and easen up the challenges and problems that you might be going through. Yeah.
Okay. And our sister here.
I have nothing much to say about what my daughters what they have said, but all in all, let us be good and kind to one another, and let us share love to one another, and let us care for one another. That is the only way how we can survive in this community of ours. We are people, we are still few, but we have to love each other and we have to care for one another. That's all what I have to.
But above all, we have to continuously pray for ourselves. As I've said, Ramadan, we are almost coming to the end of Ramadan. We are left with 11 days.
Yes.
Today is the 19th day of Ramadan. So earlier on, I said that the second 10 days of Ramadan, today is the last. Today is the second last day among the second 10 days of Ramadan, which are all about forgiveness. So if somebody has wronged you, if you need Allah's forgiveness, whatsoever kind of forgiveness that you need, please present it. Please, you're supposed to do this within the second 10 days of Ramadan, and of which tomorrow is the last day amongst the second 10 days.
Yeah.
Day after tomorrow, we'll be beginning the last 10 days of Ramadan, which are all about freedom from the hellfire, and of which within the third last day, the third 10 days of Ramadan, we have Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, and of which the night of power is when the Quran, the Holy Quran, the Holy Book of Ramadan was revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I want to encourage you, please wake up during the night. I really want to emphasize this. Please wake up in the middle of the night and pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. He will answer all your prayers. He will answer all He will give you all whatsoever that you might be needing in your life. He will give people food, but I still want to encourage my Muslim brothers out there and sisters. Please continue praying for each other. Please continue praying for each other, because Allah says that the most prayers that people always consider not to be that are, should I say, painful. They're not, what's the right word I'm supposed to use? When you wake up in the middle of the night, Allah really considers that prayer. When you wake up at 3 at 2 a.m., Allah will definitely answer your prayers. So my sister, could you please wind up?
What I would like to say this before we go off, that my fellow Muslim queers and non-queers is like me in my life. What I don't want to be done to me, I don't do it to others.
Sure.
So one word I can leave to you all: don't do to others what would pain you and what you would not want to be done to you. There is forgiveness, but please, what you don't want to be done to you, don't do it to others. We all let us be in harmony. Let us live like one family. That's what I can give to them.
So forgiveness will always be there. Will continue to be here because it has been here all here for years and years and years and years. Even those who came before us,
Yeah.
they used to seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you might not forgive me, but for as long as I ask forgiveness from you, it's you either forgive me or not. But the good thing, me realizing the mistake that I've done, and or the wrong thing that I did to you, and then come seek forgiveness from you. If you don't, that is between you and Allah. Then I'll continuously ask for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And remember, the Quran tells us, Allah tells us that don't sleep when you're annoyed at someone.
Yeah, do not sleep when you're annoyed with someone, because
Yes.
you know you con that burden of you being annoyed or pissed with someone will just accumulate.
They really should avoid that. Sleeping when you're annoyed.
Please do not sleep when you are annoyed or pissed with someone. Just let it be. Just if maybe this person didn't get to know that
They annoyed. They did you wrong.
they
They
did
wronged
you
you.
wrong, please go approach them, tell them you did wrong to me, such that they can apologize to you, and then you leave everything to Allah. Of course, you will forgive, but you won't forget. But you every time you don't forget, that means you have lessons learning out of whatever that you're experiencing, in whatsoever that you might be going through. All I want to say, my last words will be that the power of prayer. Please continue praying. Please pray. Please seek forgiveness. Today is the second last day of seeking forgiveness. It does not necessarily mean that you should not seek forgiveness and in the coming days or after Ramadan. It does not necessarily mean you should stop praying or waking up and pray after Ramadan. This should not it should not only end in Ramadan, but just carry it on. Ramadan, it's more of rehearsing or strengthening, boosting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boosting up our iman, our holiness, so that we can get everything that we need from Allah. And what we need most from Allah is Jannah, because none of
Yes.
us
No
wants
one
to
go
go
to
to
Jannah.
hell. No,
Yeah.
none of us wants to go to Jahannam.
Yeah.
We all want to go to Jannah, isn't
Yeah.
it? our main goal here is to go to Jannah. So let us ensure that we wake up during these last 10 days of Ramadan, so that we can achieve our main goal. Because this is our last Friday, second last Friday of Ramadan. So after this, we will have we'll have only one other Friday, and then we'll be going to we'll have to celebrate Eid before the other Friday, the other Friday. So I want to thank each and everyone who is watching out there. That we are so grateful for your time. We are so happy that you're watching this show. That we're actually happy for Victor to have him considered us
For this opportunity,
for the
yeah.
opportunity to consider us queer Muslims to have a platform, or to have
We
um,
are really so grateful.
we are very grateful to you, Victor, to giving us this opportunity and the platform to host this show, whereby we'll be teaching our queer Muslim brothers and sisters out there different things in regards to sexuality and faith, and their religion of Islam, and then we'll just exchanging ideas, exchanging knowledge, exchanging experiences as queer Muslims in this community. We'll have to take a very short dua from then I will just continue to our prayers, because they're about to begin in the next coming minutes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة في لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب القبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you a blessed week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please take care, love each other, love each and everyone. Please and please wake up and pray.
Victor Mkasa, shukran jazi.
I mean,